What's up, y'all? I want to talk to y'all about being yourselves in today's society. So, there's like a reoccurring theme in society, which is, okay, be yourself, but not like that. And it's like, well, what is like that, not like that? What does that even mean? If you're telling somebody that they should be themselves, as long as they're not hurting anybody, mentally or physically, as long as they're not raining on anybody's parade, what is wrong with them being uniquely themselves? Like, I think it's a real contradiction. It is to just sit there and be like, okay, be yourself. But then when you see something that's cringy or something like that, you get so annoyed and you're like, well, don't do that. Like if you're gonna be yourself, just be yourself like this, not like that. You can't say that. You really can't say that. Like you can say it because anybody can say any words that they want to, but it's really not something that you should say because that's why everybody acts like a stick in the mud. That's why everybody acts like so stiff and awkward and they just don't want to be themselves because there's so many people of all ages, races, and sizes just saying, okay, but not like that. Um, it can be so hard when you notice that to not take it in, not to internalize it, and act based off of that. But you know, you have to take those steps, and you have to kind of pull yourself back from the discourse of, okay, well, you can be yourself, but not too unique, otherwise it's going to make me cringe. You have to be willing to take the initiative to start seeing yourself in a better light. Like, well, how can I do that if I got all these people around me? Sometimes you got to pull yourself away from people like that. Sometimes you have to, and sometimes you just, despite the adversity, you just got to push on. Little train that could just go, 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 go. But the best way to go about it when you're first trying to learn that is to pull yourself back and really just have a look at yourself. What brings you joy? What literally makes you feel good on the inside and makes you smile? Um, Different hobbies, different passions, different ways that we, may speak, things that we might say, different jokes, stuff like that. All of that makes up a person and what um, a unique soul is. And when you allow people around you, whether it's people that you know or people that you don't know, to diminish those natural traits, you end up creating a false persona. You end up creating somebody that doesn't exist. Okay? And I remember in the past when I was going through this, I remember that um, I was once told that I wasn't being myself, and I was like, "What do you mean I'm not being myself? Like I'm me. How does it get any more me than me?" And I had to learn, through trial and error, that like I wasn't being myself. You know what I mean? Like I was having insomnia and stuff because I was just not being who I wanted to be unapologetically, and I was not standing up for myself amongst a few other things. But there were certain things that I liked, certain music, certain, you know what I'm saying, like subjects and stuff, and I just would shut that off because I was like, you know what, like nobody's ever like celebrated this before, so like why should I? Like let me change that, maybe do something better, maybe do something different. And in trying to do something different and trying to change it, it literally only made me go deep into internal hatred and not even know who I was anymore. And that's because it wasn't authentic to me. That's because it wasn't something that I was passionate about. When I started to finally like venture outside of that, I did have to take a moment to pull away from everybody because I had to really understand who I was and what I wanted. And even though I wasn't sure of the path that I was going on, I had no problem taking that first step because I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I want better. Like I want to feel better about myself and I want to feel better about my life. So I did that, and in those moments of solitude, I was able to find my inner voice and find my passions again, find what made me me, and that lit up my soul in the best way. And I think that it's so important to do that, to take that moment to be like, okay, like I want to know what I want. I want to know what I feel like I need. And I want to know, like, what makes me smile, what makes me laugh, what makes me, joyous. And I think everybody deserves that, right? Everybody deserves that freedom to feel like that. That freedom to take that space, take that time back, and bring their energy back to themselves in a way that allows them to be true, free, and happy. So take that time, because if you're feeling that exact same way, I guarantee you haven't been taking that time. You got to stop listening to what people around you are saying. It's not going to be easy. It was not easy for me. It did not take me no couple of days, not even weeks. It took me months. A lot of my inner development has taken me years, but I made those first steps. And even when I fell, I got back up because I knew that I deserved to have a better life and I deserved to have a deeper connection with myself. So I'm encouraging you guys to do the same and stop listening to the external voices so much in this journey of your life. Like whose opinion matters is yours. Um, I'm not saying that you shouldn't respect the opinions and stuff of people around you who are genuine and really want to be there for you, but I'm referring to those people that are just literally just trying to make you be in a box and not unique in a beautiful way that you should be. You shouldn't care about their opinions. They don't care about other people's opinions, and if they do, you can see it in the way that they live, because they're very bitter, they're very miserable, and they just want you to be miserable like them. Do not fall for that. Be yourself. Take those first steps. It's going to take you a while for some people, you know? Like, I don't think there's anybody that can just snap their fingers and they're better. But you have to take those first steps. Be willing to do that, because you deserve to shine, and you deserve to be happy as your true self. As your true self, not as the self you created so that you can be accepted by society.